how to create your own herbal toothpaste. This is a very simple, easy recipe I taught at a most recent class all about hydrosols. I brought in my copper alembic still and I was talking about the uses of hydrosols, sharing recipes, and this one stuck out as one that I've been doing at home for years that I wanted to share with you here. Now, many of us, we've upgraded the types of toothpastes, our oral care, whether it's just essential oils or clay, baking soda based toothpaste, and if you read the ingredients, you're like, okay, it's got water, bentonite clay, xylitol, silver solution, activated charcoal, peppermint essential oil, sea salt, menthol, and tea tree essential oil. Sounds pretty easy to replicate, and that's what I have been doing, making my own toothpaste, and you can too. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that, how easy it is, and then show you all the different kind of variations to create the toothpaste that is going to work for you and your family. All right, let's get into the recipe. I will have it broken down to the most kind of bare essentials and then highlight all the different variations that you can do. Super easy, super simple. Now, as the base, we're going to use a clay. Now, you can choose a food grade bentonite clay, or there are other types of clay as well. This one here is called white kaolin clay. It works perfectly as well. They're very soft, very smooth, so they provide a nice kind of gentle abrasive and cleansing palate property for your teeth, your mouth. And to that, we're going to add, so we're going to have 2 parts clay as the base and 1 part liquid. Now the liquid can be any number of things. It can be just water. It can be water and colloidal silver. It can be water, colloidal silver, and hydrosols, or it can be just hydrosols or just colloidal silver. Again, tons of variations with this. You want to just have those proportions right to get a nice, paste-like consistency. And then whatever else you want to add on top of that, we'll talk about. So I'm going to make my batch here just in a small 125 ml mason jar. That's a good size to start with. If you've never done this before, you're just testing it out. And so go by the tablespoon. You're going to go 2 tablespoons of clay. Again, you choose which one that you are drawn to working with. And now we're going to go for 1 part liquid. And I'm going to be working with the hydrosols. Mint is nice, star anise works, fennel, frankincense, you name it. Any kind of flavor and herbal properties that you want in a toothpaste works with the hydrosols. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon there, and then we can begin to mix that up into a paste. Now, as we read in some of the kind of herbal toothpaste that are out there, or earth paste is in the case of this one, they'll often add salt. They'll often add baking soda. So if you're going to add a salt, what I'd recommend is, start by putting in your liquid, let's say the hydrosol, and then a little bit of salt. Let that dissolve in first, and then maybe you'd add in a little colloidal silver, whatever you want to do. Stir that up, and then you can add the clay and then begin to mix that together, and you're going to get a nice paste. If it's too thick, you can always add more liquid, or if it's too runny, too liquidy, then you can always add more liquid. Very easy, very forgiving to work with. At this point, you could then just put a lid on it, right? I mean, that's it. It's done. It's so simple. You put a lid on it, and it's there, ready to use. You dab your toothbrush in that and use it when you're brushing your teeth. So keep a lid on it. Over time, depending on how quickly, how many of you are using your own paste. I mean, it's so simple. It's so easy. You could be making a different one for each member of the family. Maybe one likes cinnamon, one likes peppermint, or you want to switch it up. So depending on how quickly you go through it, have a lid on there. It will eventually begin to dry out. No problem. If it gets dry and kind of cakey, crumbly, you'll just add more liquid, stir that back in, and then you're good to go. So we are getting essential oils and flavor from the hydrosols. If you want to make that more potent, or you have a certain blend that you like, the Living Libations do a fantastic one. They're Happy Gumdrops Tooth Serum, and they have another one that's neem based. So you can choose either essential oil blends or single essential oils. Just a drop or 2 or 3 or 4, however potent you want, you add that, and this is all about, intuitive chefing and just tasting. Again, getting the right texture that works for you, getting the right flavor, and if you want to kind of replicate like a charcoal toothpaste, then that becomes a part of your dry proportions. So maybe if I want to turn this black and make a charcoal toothpaste, which is very good for helping to kind of naturally whiten the teeth as well, maybe I add in a tablespoon of that, and I know that I now have to add just another half tablespoon of liquid. So super easy, very intuitive. I hope this kind of inspires you and empowers you to create your own herbal earth paste at home. It's always great to have the go-to if you need it, if you don't want to do this process, but the more that we can move away from kind of the packaging, I hate throwing out these tubes, and I love the idea of being able to create this myself. So hope that helps you out, and we also do have the hydrosol video if you want to kind of get into that and go into depth on how these are created, their benefits, uses, and this was just one example of one of the recipes that we shared in that class. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that this toothpaste is something that, of course, you can, if you're in the habit, the ritual of just spitting that out after you're done with it, or I'd even recommend actually swallowing it. Now, clay has a whole bunch of benefits. There's even a scientific term called geophagy, which is the eating of earth. In humans, this is what we've naturally done. Thousands of years, it's a part of our natural diet and evolution to consume clays. They are naturally detoxifying, and the small little amount that you'll be using on your toothpaste, absolutely safe, and in fact even beneficial to swallow after you're done. Your choice.